We're ready to start. My name is Bill Dean. I'm the president and CEO of the Alumni Association. And at this time, I'd like to call on one of our board members, Bobby Waddle, to give our invocation.
If you would, please join me. Let's go to the Lord in prayer. Our Heavenly Father, thank you for all those gathered here this evening and for the countless blessings you have bestowed upon each of us. We're ever mindful that through your will, anything is possible. We at times fail to keep the faith and desire our agendas to be fulfilled instantaneously. When this does not occur, we're saddened, but are again reminded of your presence in our lives through your guidance, grace, mercy, and forgiveness. Lord, your presence and guidance instilled in those in leadership, faculty, and staff positions within our great university are truly a blessing in the preparation of our students for a positive role in our society, country, and the world. Father, tonight we honor our award recipients for their success and contributions on behalf of our university. We praise you, Lord, and pray you will continue to bless our distinguished recipients, this university, and all who enter and pass through its portals. We ask that you bless our military, our first responders, past and present, as well as their families, and this great country in which we live. We ask these things in your name. Amen. If you would please rise if you're able and join me, we're going to do the Pledge of Allegiance to our great nation. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Invite you to enjoy your meal. We'll be back with the program later. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we'd like to begin our program. If I can ask everyone to be seated. Someone has left a pair of very expensive sunglasses out in the lobby. If they're yours, they'll be up here after the program is over. It's my pleasure to introduce your Master of Ceremonies, Chris Cook. Chris is originally from Delhi, Louisiana. He's a 1993 journalism graduate at Louisiana Tech University, 2012 Mass Communications master's degree graduate from this university. He spent 17 years in intercollegiate athletics, and that was in athletic communications at Western Kentucky, at St. Louis University, and at Texas Tech. He joined our staff here in 1999. He's currently the managing director of the Office of Communications and Marketing and teaches a class in the College of Media and Communications. His wife is Jennifer, is here with him. They met at Western Kentucky. They have a 10-year-old son and future Red Raider named Jack. Please join me in welcoming Chris Cook.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Dean. It'd be appropriate if we give another round of applause for Dr. Dean and all of his years of service to Texas Tech University. Like he said, I've been here for 17 years. Been fortunate to be here for 17 years. I hope after tonight, I'm here Monday. This is over. Welcome. We're happy to have everyone here. It's good to see everybody as we recognize three great Red Raiders, members of the Red Raider family. I don't know if the Avalanche Journal photographer is still here. Is she still here? Okay. If you took a picture, I hope it was with the person you came with, because those will be online forever. You can find those photos at the Lubbock Avalanche Journal spotted page on its website. Also, there will be photos on the Texas Tech Alumni Association Facebook page later on. Everyone in this room is a VIP. everybody. But we've got kickoff at 11 tomorrow, so we're going to only acknowledge a few. We'll start with Chancellor Robert Duncan and Mrs. Terry Duncan. Just wave. And President Lawrence Scovell and Mrs. Patty Scovell. Director of Athletics Kirby Hocutt and Miss Diane Hocutt. Regent Rick Francis and Mrs. Ginger Francis. Regent Larry Anders and Mrs. Nessa Anders. Regent John Steinmetz, he did not make it, okay. Our Student Regent Jeremy Stewart. I know there's some former regents here. If you would also raise your hand, be acknowledged. Thank you. Jody Arrington, Republican nominee for the 19th Congressional District. Vice Chancellor Lisa Calvert. Vice Chancellor Mike Molina. Vice Chancellor and General Counsel John Huffaker. Mrs. Grace Hernandez, President's Chief of Staff. She's also my boss. Mrs. Leanne Lust, Chancellor's Office, System Relations. University CFO Noel Sloan. Interim Provost Mike Gallion. College of Agricultural Sciences and Natural Resources Interim Dean Stephen Fraze. College of Architecture Dean Jim Williamson. And Rawls College of Business Interim Dean Paul Goebel. If I left anyone off, my sincerest apologies, especially if you have any stroke. We have in attendance also recipients of the 2016 Excellence Grants distributed by the Texas Tech Alumni Association. Congratulations to Dr. Nurul Akcharan from the Department of Physics. Here, you go in the back. And also Ms. Kimberly Graham from the Innovation Hub at Research Park. Thank you all for your support and attendance tonight. The future of our great university is bright, and we should all be excited about the vision and direction of our first speaker. It is my pleasure at this time to welcome the 17th President of Texas Tech University, Dr. Lawrence Scovell. Dr. Scovell began his role in August, but is no stranger to the position, having served in the interim role in 2012 and into 2013. He joined the Texas Tech family in 1982 as a faculty member in the Department of Mathematics and Statistics. In his 3 decades as a Red Raider, he has served as chair of the Department of Math and Statistics, dean of the College of Arts and Sciences, and most recently as provost. Please join me in welcoming President Lawrence Scovell.
Good evening. I want to thank all of you for being here as we honor this year's recipients of the Lauro F. Cavazos Award, Diane and John Scovell, and Stephanie Rhode, who will be recognized with the Distinguished Service Award. Thank you, Bill Dean, the Texas Tech Alumni Association leadership, and the more than 30,000 members who do so many things for our university. Our alumni are fundamental to the culture and the reputation and the success of Texas Tech University. Your successes and love of the institution give credibility to all of us who say that a Texas Tech education makes a difference. And there couldn't be better examples of success and people who love Texas Tech than those we are honoring tonight. To be here this evening is a special pleasure for me. I had the privilege to get to know and work with Diane and John Scovell when I served as interim president, and John was a regent. Anyone affiliated with Texas Tech University would know of Diane and John, but the special circumstances of that year provided opportunities to witness firsthand what extraordinary people and Red Raiders they were. That same year, I met Stephanie Rhode. We feel the presence and see the impact of the cheerleaders, the Pom Squad, Raider Red, and the Mass Rider, but probably few appreciate what is involved in managing these incredible resources, and that is a tribute to Stephanie. John Scovell quarterbacked our football team, and Diane was a cheerleader, but that in no way... Twirler? Well, what a faux pas. I wish I could blame somebody, but that was my doing. But that in no way defines you. John was a true student athlete, going on to get an MBA at Harvard after he graduated in 1968. I even wonder if they used the term student athlete back in those days. But when John was a quarterback and Jerry Turner his center, who went on to get his law degree from Vanderbilt, I don't know that there was ever more brain power so concentrated in close proximity. I doubt there are many married couples that have both been recognized as distinguished alumni. Diane from the College of Human Sciences and John from the Rawls College of Business. I should also add that Diane served as president of the Texas Tech Alumni Association National Board of Directors. John was merely a member of the board. For more than 15 years, Stephanie has been the Spirit Program Director at Texas Tech University. In that time, the Cheer Squad, the Mass Rider, and Red Raider and Raider Red have carried the TTU brand and spirit to every corner of this country. More than the affection we hold for them, they have been symbols to the United States of the wonderful Texas Tech spirit. During the Louisiana Tech game earlier this year, I was on the field with Stephanie. The Going Band was going onto the field at halftime to perform, and we all know what a special moment that is. And there was this incredible, beautiful West Texas sunset. The sky was just golden. And Stephanie was right near me on the field, and she said something to the effect, "How lucky I am to work here." I think we have all felt that being a part of Texas Tech, we have all felt that being a part of Texas Tech, whether as an employee or a student. People like Diane and John Scovell and Stephanie Rhode make Texas Tech special. We thank you for that, and we're so pleased to honor you tonight. And I'm sorry, Diane.
Thank you, Dr. Skunik. We're fortunate at Texas Tech to have leading our institutions a person who lives and breathes all things that relate to the spirit of West Texas and the spirit of our great university. It is my pleasure to introduce Chancellor Robert Duncan. Robert Duncan became the 4th Chancellor of Texas Tech University System, July 7th, 2014. As Chancellor, he is the Chief Executive Officer of all campuses and academic sites of the Texas Tech University System's 4 component institutions, which include Texas Tech University, the Texas Tech University Health Sciences Center, Angelo State University, and the Texas Tech University Health Sciences Center at El Paso. He is a former state representative and senator and received both his bachelor's and law degrees from Texas Tech University. Join me in welcoming Chancellor Robert Duncan.
Thank you, Chris. You just gave my speech. I don't know what else I have to say. Tonight is a special night. These awards that we're actually giving tonight are really exciting. When I was just a very young lad, very small child, I used to listen to the football games, and I'd hear this quarterback going back to pass, and I thought, I wonder if I'll ever meet that guy. And now we're honoring him here tonight, which is really cool. And his wife, Diane, who has really been a good friend to all of us, and both of them have done so much for Texas Tech University. It's a real honor that we have tonight to be able to share with them our appreciation for what they've done. Stephanie Rhode is a Murphy Mountain Lion mom. which probably is harder than being a spirit squad coordinator. But I go down on the field. I always take people down on the field at the beginning of the game, because if you take a congressman or somebody you're trying to impress down on the field and they see that horse run, it's an experience that they never forget. And they even put their guns up, even if they may not be a Red Raider. I've even had a few Longhorns do that. But you go down there and you look at how complex it is down there as to you see the horse, you see all the potential problems that could occur down there, and you know that somebody's got to be in charge of that. They've got to be in charge of those students who, by the way, those student athletes in her shop work very, very hard to perfect their craft. And it's Stephanie that keeps that going, and Robert's right with her taking photographs. And it's always fun to see that couple down on the field doing what they love to do. So tonight we honor you because of your dedication. We honor all of you because of your love and your contributions to this university and what you've been to us. So thank you very much for what you've done. The Texas Tech University system is a proud system. We have 4 component institutions. We are now, this year, we are 20 years old. And that doesn't sound very old, but for us, it is old. It was a game changer when Ed Whitaker and his crew and Board of Regents appointed John T. Monfort as the first chancellor for the system. Since that time, we have gone only up. Let me give you a few examples. We now have, at that time when we started, we just had a medical school and a general academic institution. Now we have nursing, pharmacy, allied health. We have physician's assistance programs in our Health Sciences Center. We have campuses in Amarillo, Abilene, Lubbock, Odessa, Midland, and a 4-year medical school in El Paso, the only one on the border. We brought in a great regional institution, a comprehensive regional institution, Angelo State University, a little old small university that really pumps out really fine graduates that go to our graduate school and our med schools and our law schools. They have a $130 million endowment in that school. We have gyms in our system. This system now has an annual operating budget of over $2 billion. Since that time, we created this system in 1996. Philanthropy has been the key to the system being able to be successful. The state does a pretty good job of giving us money to open the doors and pay base salary, but the way we get ahead is with philanthropy. And I look around this room and I see that there's a lot of philanthropy in this room. Folks that have contributed and supported this institution with your gifts and with your love. Since we opened the system in 1996, philanthropy has produced over $2 billion for this university system. We're here, we've arrived. Our endowment now in the system is over $1 billion. So you are a part of a major system, major higher education institution in this country, not just in Texas, but in this region of the country, this whole country. And I'm real proud to be able to be a part of it. And I'm even more proud to be able to honor folks like John and Diane and Stephanie, who have contributed so much to this university and what we are. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chancellor Duncan. As a diehard Red Raider fan, I think we all are, it's a great privilege to introduce Texas Tech Athletic Director Kirby Hocutt. Kirby has more than 25 years of intercollegiate athletics leadership experience and was named Texas Tech's 13th Director of Athletics in March 2011. He currently serves as the College Football Playoff Selection Committee Chairman and led Texas Tech to one of its most successful campaigns over the course of 2015-16 academic year, where Texas Tech claimed 3 Big 12 championships, women's soccer, men's tennis, and baseball, and had 14 of its 17 intercollegiate teams advance to the NCAA postseason. We are proud to call him a Red Raider today. Please join me in welcoming Kirby Hocutt.
Thank you. Good evening. On behalf of our 450 student athletes, our coaches and staff, thank you for being here this evening. On behalf of our athletics program, John, Diane, congratulations. It is an honor to call y'all friends and family. There's not a greater team than John and Diane Scovell that has had profound impact on my 5 years at Texas Tech University. They've done so many things that they won't allow me to talk about. But just know that a lot of the things that I want to share with you in the next few minutes regarding intercollegiate athletics have their fingerprints all over them. I think it's special to have a family such as the Scovells, and take a lot of pride that one of our orthopedic surgeons for our athletics department today is Dr. Phil Scovell. I think the story and legacy of the Scovell family with intercollegiate athletics at our great university continues, and I see 3 future Red Raiders that were showing some pretty good speed down here this morning that are going to be coming our way soon. And don't be fooled, John was a great quarterback at Texas Tech University, but I couldn't help but think back to a weekend I had the chance to share with them. We were in Blanco, Texas, at the ranch of John and Diane. And the Turners had invited us. I think the Scarboroughs were there, the Huffacres were there, and the Scovells were there. And it was a Friday night, and we were having some fun, and John was showing me reflections on his throwing arm. And I'm not going to say what he was throwing in Diane's living room, but he was throwing some things. And he was recounting all the touchdown passes he threw, and Diane came over to me and put her arm around me, and she said, "Don't let him fool you. I spent more time in the Texas Tech end zone as a twirler than John ever did as our quarterback." And Stephanie, congratulations to you. There's not a more friendly smile and face that we see at all of our athletic events. If it's a football game, a volleyball match like we did earlier this week, or whatever the sporting event is, Stephanie is there and always provides a warm, friendly face, and is one of the terrific and best ambassadors of this great university that we have. So congratulations, Stephanie. It's a special time in the history of Texas Tech Intercollegiate Athletics. Our mission, I think most of you probably know, is to educate, serve, and grow fearless champions. Our fearless champions are our student athletes, and these young men and women do so many special things and represent us in a first-class manner in all that they do. And our goal is to achieve and to win at the highest levels. And as we do that, as we continue to build towards that, we're going to win the right way. And I don't want to look back very often, but I do want to pause as we strive to win and win at the highest level, to reiterate that last year we were only one of 6 programs, athletic programs in this entire country, and the only one in the state of Texas that went to an NCAA bowl game, went to the NCAA men's basketball tournament, and went to the College World Series. And that was a great source of pride and success. And our best days are ahead of us. Our best days are indeed ahead of us. I'm bullish on our leadership of our coaches. They're educators, they're role models, they're leaders in every sense of the word. I believe in the pedigree of our head coaches, the ones that are here today, and their training, their background, they know what success is. They have the character to bring pride and distinction to this great university and to this region. Their work ethic and their passion for Texas Tech University is unmatched. And did I mention they have great character and integrity in all that they do, and they will win and win the right way. We've got a great opportunity tomorrow. We look forward to taking on a top 20 team in West Virginia with all of you there. What a great stage across this country as the country on television gets a chance to see Texas Tech University in the Lubbock community. I'm excited that as we are here this evening to celebrate some significant achievements. Our basketball teams are at the United Supermarkets Arena. I just got a text update. There's over 7,000 fans at the arena tonight. Homecoming in hoops. first chance to see Chris Beard and the basketball team that he's building, as well as Coach Whitaker and the exciting Lady Raider team this year, which is going to be vastly improved. And then tonight, for the first time, we're turning on the new video board at the United Supermarkets Arena, and it's going to be first class and state-of-the-art. It's an exciting time to work in higher education, and especially in intercollegiate athletics. When you talk about the millennial generation that we work with today, it's really a fascinating group of young people. You know, a group of young people that while they are engulfed, it seems, in this social media world that we live in, they still desire development of relationships. They want you to establish boundaries with them. They want you to celebrate their accomplishments with them. Many times, though, their accomplishments are not at the grand level that we believe that they can achieve, but they want you to celebrate and to recognize them. And they want you to challenge them. And we're doing some terrific programming at this university and within our university to strive for excellence and to achieve at the highest levels. And as the athletics director, I'm always focused in asking myself, what are the distinguishing characteristics that we can bring to our athletics department, we can bring to our university to give our athletics programs and our student athletes and our coaches with an incremental advantage for competition. And I'm excited to share two things with you tonight. One is on November 3rd, we're going to have a very exciting announcement, an announcement that pertains to the Leadership Academy. And if you've not heard us talk about the Leadership Academy in the coming years, you will. The Leadership Academy is an athletic department initiative, and it's focused on leadership and character curriculum. It's focused around developing a culture of character and consequence. It's a program, it's an initiative that the Alumni Association has embraced. Y'all, as you know, the national board members have made a very generous gift to support the Leadership Academy, and we thank you for the support and partnership of the Leadership Academy, as well as in our nutritional area with the Fraser Alumni Pavilion that we continue to partner in each and every day as we feed our student athletes. But the Leadership Academy is creating a culture of excellence within intercollegiate athletics. Right now, we have over 28 kids that are taking a Monday evening course on leadership and character. The Leadership Academy was the idea of our national championship Hall of Fame coach, Marcia Sharp. Between Marcia and Dr. Judy Henry, who's here tonight, it's become one of the state-of-the-art programs in this country. We're getting calls from other schools. University of Texas is called. We're not going to give them our secrets, though, asking what we're doing with our leadership curriculum here. So in addition to 28 of our student athletes taking this leadership course every Monday night, we continue to have a career series development program where all of our junior and senior student athletes have the opportunity to go through a 6-series session. And if they complete 6 sessions, which are focused around networking, resume writing, interview skills, networking, etc., then we come into this very ballroom here at the Mercott, and we're able to buy them with a business suit. And we teach them how to tie their tie and how to dress up so that they know from their dining etiquette session that when they sit in front of you and interview for a job, that they feel very confident in how they look and being prepared, and they know how to apply the lessons they're learning in intercollegiate athletics to the professional world. So it's a terrific initiative. We look forward to the announcement on November the 3rd. And you know, it's something that sets us apart and has a chance to raise the bar even higher, because winning's important. As I said earlier, we want to win and win at the highest levels, but we also, just as important, if not more important, want to prepare our young people to win in life. About a year ago, I had the opportunity to go to Dallas and attend a National Football Foundation event for the Dallas chapter, and they recognized John Scovell for lifetime achievement. And I wish I could have videoed John's speech that night, because he was talking to the scholarship recipients. And John was talking about the many lessons that football at all levels teaches youth and young people today. But John reminded that group of young men that it's this muscle is just as or more important to train than it is your athletic muscles, because it's that muscle up there that's going to provide success in life and go further than your athletic muscles ever will. And I said earlier that the Scovell family continues to support many initiatives at this university that allow us to build fearless champions. The second incremental opportunity that I mentioned to close with tonight is one I need your help with. Over the next 3 to 4 years, we've got a terrific opportunity at Texas Tech University. We've got an opportunity to build our presence and and brand across this state and across this region to a level higher than it's ever been before. We've got an opportunity to put our flag, to put our pride in the ground, and within all of our communities, wherever we live. Let's take these next 3 to 4 years where there's going to be so much change within intercollegiate athletics into the future. And as we compete at the highest levels and we win, let's make sure that any community that we live in know the presence of the Red Raiders within this market, within this state, and with this region. Let's make sure that we're not outdone by the Longhorns or the Aggies in showing our school pride. So show that pride in everything that you do. We stand second to nobody in intercollegiate athletics, and our 450 student athletes will continue to work very hard to bring pride and distinction to our great university. John, Diane, Stephanie, congratulations, and thank you for allowing athletics to share this very special evening with y'all.
You know, sitting behind the last three speakers, I think I know how the Speaker of the House and Vice President feel now. It's a bipartisan remark, so you can take your pick of which one of those I was. That was supposed to be funnier, too. So as someone who's spent a career in communications, I've had the pleasure of working with and learning from many talented people in the communications field, and one of those I've come to admire and respect is our next speaker, Southwest Airlines Vice President of Communications and Research, or Outreach, not Research, Outreach, Linda Rutherford, also your 2016 Alumni Association Board President.
Thanks, Chris. How are we doing tonight? It's Friday, it's West Texas, it's homecoming, and I think we're gonna win. I know we're gonna win. So let's get your guns up. Get excited about it. I wanted to extend my congratulations as well to tonight's honorees, Diane and John and Stephanie. And you've amassed an amazing crowd here tonight to wish you well and to take part in the honor that the Alumni Association is very proud to share with you this evening. Earlier today, I got the opportunity to also recognize and honor at our Top Texan Luncheon, another annual tradition that we have where we honor outstanding staff and their contributions to Texas Tech. And also an amazing group of recent retirees, people who put in 10 years or more with the university. And when we added up, there were 100 plus, it was something like 3,000 plus years of experience that had been dedicated and loyal to making Texas Tech great. So that was a really special occasion earlier today. It has been my privilege and honor to serve as this year's president of the National Board. Two projects that were very important to us this year that are still in flight are the idea, building the foundation for expanding the Frazier Pavilion. That beloved facility, if you've ever been there on game day, is starting to bust at the seams a little bit. It's extremely popular, obviously, during football season. It's wildly popular among people who book banquets and weddings, and we're excited about the possibility to be able to expand that facility. You heard Kirby mention the great relationship we have with student athletics. To be able to feed them. If there's an expansion opportunity there, you know, we would like to be ready to be able to accommodate all those different audiences. So we're very excited. And we've started the foundation there, and we've got some very exciting plans. If you're in the Frazier tomorrow, you'll get to see some of the renderings that we've put together. We're kind of doing the quiet, soft launch for that as we begin to quietly spread the word about how we would like to expand it and on what timeline. So if you get by the Frazier tomorrow, be sure and take a look at those plans. The other thing, and this is also something Kirby mentioned, that this next 3 or 4 years is a very exciting time period, and one where Texas Tech can really put its stamp, make its name for itself, and define what we're going to be and what we're going to look like in the future. The Texas Tech Alumni Association very much wants to partner in that effort. And in fact, we've recently worked with the Richards Group in Dallas. They spent several months doing an exhaustive research project for us, talking to over 550 different individuals, recent graduates, graduates from many years ago, people who graduated and are members of the association, people who graduated and are not members of the association, fans, friends, family, university leadership, all to gather perceptions about what this university means, what we stand for, with the Alumni Association, what it is that we provide for alumni, or what we should be thinking about providing for alumni as we sort of look forward into the future. So, why would an alum join the Texas Tech Association? And we believe that there's a huge element of pride. And we want to build on that. We want to take those research insights, learn from them, and turn it into something really exciting for the university. So those are kind of our 2 big projects for this year. Been really proud to be with the board members who have signed up, and with the staff, Texas Tech Alumni Association staff, who've signed up to kind of bring those 2 projects to life. At this time, what I'd like to do is introduce, if you are a previous board member or president of the Texas Tech Alumni Association National Board of Directors, would you please stand so that we can recognize you? And of course, I'd also like to recognize all the current members of the National Board. So if you're here this evening, would you please stand so that we can recognize you? So we wanted to start a new tradition this year, and that is a special way to recognize some of our outgoing board members. These outgoing board members are going to receive a bronze paver that's going to go out in the Barnhart courtyard and be a sort of an everlasting memory and commemoration of the service that you've given to the National Board of Directors. So if you would come forward when I call your name, I'd like to present you with it. And what I mean by that is you can ooh and ah with it and take it back to your table and share it, but Britta Ty needs it back at the end of the evening so that we can put it in the courtyard for you. The first recipient who is not able to be here tonight is Art Hall of San Antonio, but he is one of our outgoing board members. But if Nancy Isom from Idalou, if Tim Parker from Roswell, New Mexico, and Tom Sellers of Sulphur Springs could please join me on stage. Please give these folks another round of applause. Okay, I'm going to turn it back over to you.
Just hold on just a minute. Linda Rutherford has been a wonderful president of our association. She has raised the bar, and we'll be forever indebted for her leadership and her style and her professionalism, and I want to present her with a plaque and a gavel recognizing your service.
I know what I can do with this when I get home.
Many of you remember Peggy Pierce. Peggy was a cornerstone of our Alumni Association. She planned many of these dinners that you've attended over the years. Her love for the association was evident in the fact that she was in that job for 43 years. We're honoring her and her presence in this building with a bronze plaque and a photograph. It's over here to my right. It will hang outside the office that she occupied. The plaque is on display. We'd like for you to take a look at it as you leave. We'd also like to recognize her family that's in attendance and ask them to stand. Her husband, Bob, her daughter, Ashley, her son-in-law, Grant, and their daughter, Brooklyn. Thank you for being here. Additionally, the floral arrangements that are on the tables tonight are available for purchase, and the proceeds from that will go towards the Peggy Pierce Endowed Scholarship. The Distinguished Service Award that we give was first presented to Dean Lewis N. Jones in 1977. It was created to recognize and commend outstanding service, not just to our association, but to the university. This year, the Distinguished Service Award is being presented to Stephanie Rhode, Texas Tech's Spirit Program Director. Stephanie started her career at Texas Tech as a volunteer in the Parent and Family Relations Office. She is now in her 14th year as in Texas Tech Spirit Program Coordinator. In this role, she serves as an administrator to the cheerleaders and the Pom Squad, to Rhode, and the Masked Rider. She performs the business functions of that program and is the external relations contact for the Spirit Program. Stephanie serves as the chairperson for the Masked Rider Advisory Committee and co-chairs the Spirit Coordinating Committee. When asked, what's your favorite thing about Texas Tech and your job? Stephanie said, I love Texas Tech and its traditions. I love to see the deeply meaningful impact they have on our community, our alumni, on our students, and on our prospective students. I love being on the ground level and see the Masked Rider lead the football team onto the field and think about the 62-year history behind that ride. I love walking beside Rhode at games and observing the way kids look at him with excitement. I love watching the cheer and Pom Squads perform and represent Texas Tech. But my favorite thing is just the simple day-to-day interaction I have with these students. I love their drop-in visits. I love getting to be part of their life. As far as her favorite memory in the Spirit Program, she says, nothing could ever come close to being on that field when Michael Crabtree made that fateful catch in the 2008 victory over the Longhorns. Getting to host the ESPN College game day earlier that morning, having the Masked Rider run down the engineering key to open that show, knowing ahead of time that Lee Corso was going to pick Tech to win, and trying to sneak Red's head over to the ESPN set without anybody noticing. All those things were unforgettable. We asked Stephanie what makes her proud to be a Red Raider. She said there are dozens of things. I love the public art, the architecture, the beautiful landscape of our campus. I love the carol of lights, the sound of the victory bells. I love the rapping of Will Rogers. But most of all, I love the fact that we all work together for the benefit of our students. Stephanie, one of those students told Stephanie, you know, Texas Tech feels like home to me. And Stephanie says, that makes me really proud. She's a truly devoted person, and she's devoted to making the Spirit Program better and fights for each of the student leaders that represent Texas Tech. That was from Bruce Bills, who is a Texas Tech head cheer and mascot coach. For the past 14 years, she has given countless hours to being everyone's second mom, from the talks and hugs on the bad days to the praise on the good ones and everything in between. She's willing to go out of her way to help students as well as her staff. She believes in the Texas Tech spirit. She believes in the Texas Tech traditions, and they're displayed throughout her leadership, passion, and vision for the program and the university. She makes coming to work fun. Kirby Holcutt, our athletics director, says Stephanie is a great ambassador and representative of the athletics program. Her smile is a constant that you always see, and her willingness to do anything she can to contribute to the overall success of our program. Stephanie is married to Robert, who volunteers as the Spirit Program photographer and is the surrogate grandfather for the Spirit Squad members. She has one daughter, Katie, who's a former Tech cheerleader and Pom Squad member. And although Katie is now an associate professor at the University of Oklahoma, she wears red and black and cheers for Tech at the Texas Tech OU football game. And if you've ever been to Norman, that is a challenge. Stephanie has two sons, Jason and Nick, both Texas Tech alumni. Her favorite family member, however, is her grandson, Stephen, age 2, that she spoils as often as possible. In addition to working with the Spirit Program, Stephanie previously served as a gymnastics judge for local and state competition. She's a PTA volunteer in the Lubbock Independent School District and won this region's Distinguished Service Award and Friend of Education Award for the state of Texas. In her various roles in education, she's always been an advocate for students. She continues to be an advocate for our students in her role as director of the Spirits Program. Stephanie is here tonight with her husband Robert, her son Jason, her daughter and son-in-law Katie, and Matt Allen. We're proud to announce that Stephanie Rhode is the winner of the Distinguished Service Award for 2016.
Before we let Stephanie speak, we're going to ask her a few questions. These aren't hard. These are actually very easy, and you may have seen these. First of all, you and I came about the same time.
Right.
And got to know each other, and we've worked together on some things, mostly fun. There have been a few that we had to deal with, but mostly fun. But you're a great leader and representative of our program. So the hard question, which is your favorite tradition?
Oh, I think you probably know. You could guess this. Nothing tops the Masked Rider program here in my eyes. I knew about the Masked Rider program before I moved to Lubbock 30 years ago and admired it. And to think I get to stand down on the field and watch that horse lead the team out onto the field every football game, it's an amazing tradition. And I see alumni who are moved to tears. They'll tell me about the first time they saw the horse and rider, and so I would definitely have to say it's the Masked Rider.
I was supposed to stump you more. That's okay. So what do you look forward to each year? You know, the football season's coming, basketball's coming, the other sporting events are coming, but what do you look forward to most each season?
You know, we have tryouts for our squads in April. And then we train all summer. And so what I look the most forward to is our students' first experience of cheering for Tech. When they walk down that ramp at the stadium, they'll interlock arms and they'll walk down, and it takes their breath away. You know, they've cheered in high school, but they've never seen anything like the spectacle that we have on game days. And so I really look forward to that. I look forward to the Masked Rider's first ride. You hear each rider tells me without knowing this, but they'll tell me that they get the horse in position, and all of you know, you've all seen this happen, but the music will start and the horse's heart rate will double. You know, the horse knows what he's about to do. And it's so exciting for them. You know, it's almost impossible to concentrate and get down the field. So those are the things I look forward to.
And our Spirit programs have competed nationally. They compete nationally every year and have done very, very well. Have not only represented Tech well, but have finished in the top 5, top 2 at times. And what's the secret to that? And what have you brought to elevate the programs to that level?
Well, I don't know that it's me necessarily, but I've been so lucky to work with so many great people here at Texas Tech. And if I could call out a couple of them, do you have time? Because I so appreciate them coming out tonight. Dana Gamble, who handles the finances for our Spirit program. She's been with me the whole time. I could not do her job. She could not do my job, but we can't do without each other. And I just want to tell you publicly how much I appreciate your help as part of our Spirit family. I think there have been a lot of people who stepped up and volunteered who don't get paid. Our team doctor, Eric Babb, who is here tonight. I met him I took a kid to the hospital who had fallen at cheerleading practice. He asked if he could be of service. And so for the past 10 years, he's been our volunteer doctor. And he travels with us, and he doesn't get paid anything, but he has been such a friend to this program. And our coaches, Aaron and Bruce, who are at the bonfire right now, are extraordinary coaches. And you mentioned the number 2 in the nation last year. We were 0.14 of a point away. I think we are going to win 2 national championships this year. So be looking for that news to come across in April.
But before we turn it over for your remarks, you've already given remarks, but before we turn over remarks, I did want to mention your daughter Katie did perform the Spirit Squads here, but what I think is really cool is your son Jason was on Jeopardy. Represented Texas Tech, so that's really cool.
I'm very proud of my kids, obviously. I know you all are. But yes, Katie was on the bomb squad and cheered here. This is before I even had my job, so there was no nepotism there. She's just that talented. And Jason got all the way to the final round and barely lost, but it was quite an experience, and I think Alex Trebek was really impressed with him. So is it time for my remarks? Okay. I tell you, when I was 6 years old, I was going to see my grandmother, my Granny Rhode, and my mother put me on a bus, and she put a sign on my dress that said, "My name is Stevie, and I like to talk." Thankfully, that was 50 plus years ago. It was a simpler and more innocent time. I got to my grandmother's house okay, by the way. But truer words have never been written about me. I do like to talk. So my best friend a few years ago got married, and I gave a 45-minute toast at his wedding reception. So I'm going to really try to keep this very brief tonight. First, I'd like to say how humbled I am to receive an award the same night the Scovells do. You know, I said earlier I've been in Lubbock for 30 years, and literally that whole time I've read about your family and the enormous contributions y'all have made to this university. So to be honored with y'all is just incredible. So thank you. I love this university. I love my job as a Spirit Program Director, and I love the students I get to serve every day. I have the type of job that is so fulfilling to me that I would almost do it for free. I see my husband shaking his head. No, we're not. But that's how much I love my job. And my boss, I'm just kidding. Just kind of down. I came to my job after a 22-year stint at my previous job, which was the best job I have ever had. That was being a full-time stay-at-home mom to my 3 amazingly wonderful kids. Our 3 kids have a total of 5 degrees from Texas Tech, 3 bachelor's, a master's, and a PhD. So even though I'm not an alumni myself, I feel very involved with this university, financially and otherwise. Y'all, I grew up in a Southern matriarchal society. My Granny Red absolutely ruled the roost in our family. She taught me about the value of hard work. She taught me how to be an independent woman, and she taught me how to be strong. She also raised 6 daughters. I want to honor 2 of those daughters who gave me guiding principles that I use every day in my job. Those women happen to both be here tonight. One of those is my mother, who taught me to always remember who I am, what I represent, and to honor the family I'm part of. I use this lesson almost every single day when I tell the Spirit Squad members to remember who they are and the family they represent. That family, of course, is their squad, this university, and this community. I do this because I want them to realize that everything they do reflects back on our Texas Tech family. The other woman I want to honor is my Aunt Rosemary, my second mommy. My mom always told me that Rosemary, as a little girl, would go out in the front yard. They had a single street light in front of their house, and on summer nights she would go out and entertain the family under that one street light, dancing and singing. From my Aunt Rosemary, I've learned to find the joy in my life and to always dance in the light. She certainly has never been one to shy away from hiding her talents, and I use her inspiration daily as I encourage our Spirit program to represent this university in the best light possible. And last, I'd like to thank the Texas Tech Alumni Association for this award and recognition. I will use this award to serve this university and to always strive for honor. Thank you all.
The Texas Tech Alumni Association established the Lauro F. Cavazos Award in 1987, named in honor of our former president. Recipients of the award are individuals who've made a positive impact on our university through their generosity, through their accomplishments, through their service. As many of you may know, John Scovell and Diane King were Mr. and Miss Texas Tech in 1968. And that was just a start. Their Texas Tech honors have continued long after graduation. Both have been recognized as distinguished alumni from their respective colleges. Both have received the Distinguished Alumni Award from the Alumni Association and from Texas Tech. John in '92, Diane in 2002. And as was mentioned, Diane served as president of our national board in 1999, and John also served as a board member. John served on the Texas Tech Board of Regents from 2007 to 2013, and he was the 50th member inducted into the Texas Tech Athletics Hall of Honor. In addition to being recognized as loyal Red Raiders, they have received many community and professional awards. This year, the Alumni Association is bestowing another award on this very deserving couple. We are presenting to them the Lauro F. Cavazos Award. Very deserving. We have prepared a video to further elaborate on the award.
This year, the Texas Tech Alumni Association is proud to present John and Diane Scovell with the Lauro F. Cavazos Award. As Mr. and Miss Texas Tech of 1968, John and Diane were destined to have an impact on the school we love so dearly. What makes them deserving of this award? Here's what friends and Red Raiders say.
They're just incredible representatives for Texas Tech. Everything they do, the way they carry themselves, the success they've had, the sons they've raised that all went to Texas Tech. They're so visible in the Dallas community when it comes to any Texas Tech event. They're in Lubbock all the time supporting, different sides of Texas Tech, Greek, the business school, athletics. They're just all about Texas Tech. They represent in such a positive way. I can't think of anybody more deserving than they are.
Diane served as president of the board of the Alumni Association, and John also served 2 terms on the association. And they've both been active in the Red Raider Club and other support groups of the foundation. You just name it, and they've been there.
They bring so much passion to the table as it relates to all things that we do here at Tech, and they've both been in significant, huge leadership positions that have moved this university to a very high level.
If there's a cause for Texas Tech, they're there early and often.
The Scovell family has been a long-standing tradition for our athletics department and continues to be so.
They genuinely love Texas Tech. There's a lot of stuff as they've advanced or progressed in life, but one of them is they haven't lacked involvement with Texas Tech, and they're here every weekend in the fall, and it's a genuine passion for the university.
There's no one family that's a bigger promoter of Texas Tech University than John and Diane.
I consider them a power couple in the best sense of the word, and I say that because they're both leaders in what they do. Wherever they are, they lead, yet together they work together.
If you want someone in the proverbial foxhole with you, if you want somebody to have a great time with you, I recommend J and D, John and Diane Scovell.
The reason that they should receive this honor is because of the efforts that they've given to the Alumni Association, to the athletic department, to the band, and so forth.
Their strongest attributes to me are the fact of how loyal they are and how committed they are. And they stand firm in that, not just at Tech, they do in every situation that they're in.
Here are 2 people that were outstanding academic students. They were outstanding in their campus activities, and they've been so generous with their time as adults, especially always reserving time for Texas Tech University.
Generous is one word that has been used to describe the Scovells. Here are some more.
Positive and caring.
They're authentic. They're the real deal.
Service above self, not self first.
To my knowledge, they're totally unique. Can you name another Mr. and Miss Texas Tech that ended up getting married?
And they make you feel special.
Beauty and the Beast.
As well as being dedicated students, John played quarterback for the Red Raiders and held leadership positions in Phi Delta Theta. Diane was a twirler in the Going Band, Tri-Delt Vice President, a member of Angel Flight, and was deeply involved in several other student organizations.
They were dedicated to a lot of things, but scholastically, that was 100%. And they always had time for the books.
John was very wild, and he was, we had to keep him under control. He wanted to study all the time, and that's what we were concerned about.
John was the starting quarterback when we defeated the University of Texas in Austin in 1967.
He had over 200 yards rushing, and his dad got us 50 seats in the end zone together, and we were loud and we were rowdy.
When I first met John, going through Rush for fraternity here of Phi Delta Theta, and he became my pledge trainer, and therefore I was one of Scovell's boys.
In John's case, he'll have a smile, but if you'll look at his eyes, you'll see that burning, that competitiveness. And I enjoyed that. And when I met him going through Rush, that's what convinced me to join the fraternity that he was a member of.
Diane, the icon of a Tech co-ed, country girl from Brady, Texas, Tri-Delt, twirler.
Well, Diane was very active in the band. She was the cutest little twirler we ever had, and was very active in other things like we were in Angel Flight together and Tau Beta Sigma together and President's Hostess together. So we were enmeshed, in so many activities together, and I got to see her excel in everything that she did.
Growing up, getting to know my parents' friends, and then thinking, if we go to Tech, we're going to be associated with people like that, and we'll have friends like that.
I just think it's unique that he hasn't or she hasn't told us of what their accomplishments were. It's typically through someone else. And it's just that it's their humble approach to what they experienced, but also how they raised us.
Since their time as students, they've continued to give back to the university and have been recognized by several campus organizations for their contributions.
Serving as president of the Alumni Association is a huge job. And keeping that organization passionate and energetic, and Diane did a great job with that. John on the Board of Regents has led this organization with vision and good decisions that have allowed us to be nationally competitive in our academics, research, and athletics.
Their success story is not just defined by their experience at Texas Tech, but it's what they've done with their lives after graduation.
And thank goodness we have people like John and Diane that still care about Tech, that are involved from the time they walked on the campus till they went on to their own personal lives in Dallas.
While we were in school, we were fortunate enough to draw very, very close. And we've remained close all those years.
Witnessing their love for the university and then saying, I want to be a part of something like that.
Congratulations, John and Diane.
Diane and John, congratulations to you for this well-deserved award. Texas Tech is truly in a better place because of your contributions and passion. Thank you.
John, Diane, thank you for your continued passionate support and commitment to Texas Tech University and to our athletics program and all that you have done and continue to do for this great place.
All right, John and Diane, thank you so much for all you've done for Texas Tech, but also for all you've done for me, my family. Y'all mean the world to us. We love y'all, and very excited and happy that you're receiving this award.
Congratulations to a most deserving couple.
Dai and Babu, congratulations on your award, but more importantly, congratulations on being great parents and influences and great grandparents to our kids.
Congratulations, Mom and Dad. This is well deserved, and we love you.
John and Diane, I congratulate you. You're both more than worthy of this honor, and it's our pleasure to give it to you at this time.
Congratulations, Diane and John!
John and Diane are here tonight with their sons, Field, King, and Dupree, and grandsons, John, Field, and Stone, and there's another one. What? Did you get that? Okay. Please come forward to receive this award.
Step right up.
John wants to talk.
He wants to talk, okay. Some of these questions are from your sons.
Wait a minute, I want to establish the ground rules. There's not going to be an open mic, right?
Not an open mic.
Okay, so the people that know what you saw on the screen wasn't true, they're not going to have this microphone.
They're not going to have this microphone.
And table number 19, all you linemen stand up. I want you to see. These are the dumb linemen that I had to play with. Here they are, right here. I didn't call them dumb linemen back then.
Right. That's why you're standing today. So when I first arrived here, there were two Scovells on the football team. King and Dupree. Field had finished already when I started. But it was a pleasure to get to know them. They're great young men then. You can tell they're great young men now, good fathers, and have done very well for themselves. And you should be proud. I know you are.
Good.
So our first question, which one is your favorite?
That would be whoever's the nicest to me
Whoever is the nicest to her at the time. All right. Future Red Raiders at the table, I assume. Okay. You sent a list of family members who attended Texas Tech, and on both sides of the family, it's extensive. Is there anyone that didn't attend, or do you not claim them?
Well, I have one cousin that didn't.
Okay. One cousin, okay. It's impressive. 2001, end of the football season. We're going to call out one of your sons here. End of the football season, playing Stephen F. Austin. He scores a touchdown. Do you remember what happened after that touchdown?
Yes, we do.
He ran into the end zone and spiked it. Flag comes out, 15-yard penalty, unsportsmanlike conduct, okay? I pulled him over the side when he comes off, and I'm right in his face, and I'm shaking him kind of like this and said, don't you know, what did Darryl Roll always said? You get in the end zone, you act like you've been there before.
That was his problem.
So King Scovell looked me right in the eye and said, Dad, I'd never been there.
I was down on the field after that game, and one of the a couple of SFA players were walking by and said it must have been his first. But King said it was a touchdown for the common man. So I have your boys submitted some questions, and I had to edit a few of those out. They weren't that bad, but I was not going there. So Diane, everyone on campus knew you and John. It's been shown the video tonight. There's much tradition with you guys there. Which one of you was more popular?
I was just nicer. I was just nicer than
I agree.
Okay, good answer. Again, that's why you're still standing today. John, again, this is from one of your sons. I did not write the number 3. How many twirlers did you ask out before one felt sorry for you and said yes?
careful here.
I refuse to answer that on the grounds it might incriminate me.
With that, we'll turn it over to you guys.
First of all, this is really kind of hard because most people I love most in the world are in this room. Peggy and Bill Dean, Peggy, especially you, thank you so much for giving up so many weekends for all of us, people who are sitting here, lots of people who are sitting here. Bill, it's been amazing the job that you have done with the association. I look back at where we started and can't believe where we are. I mean, yes, I can, because Bill Dean has been the head of it. So that would tell you that almost everything he ever does is always perfect and well done. And then Bob Pierce and family. You know how I love Peggy, and thank you for coming tonight. I know it was hard. Lawrence, where are you? He had to leave already. He had to leave? Okay. Oh, yeah, he has another job, yeah. Besides talking about us. Thanks for everything. And is Patty gone too? We'll just tell her I said thank you to both of them. I'm so thrilled for him and that he is our president. What a great president he's going to be. And Bob, you little kids, you're right up there at the top, and thank you so much. You and Terry both. He's the age of my little baby brother. I can't believe it. And he's like the boss of everybody. So you can handle that. I know you can. Thank you, Bob, and thank you, Terry. Kirby, oh my gosh, he's the age of my youngest kids. I couldn't believe it. And he's like the boss of everybody. So, Kirby and Diane, thank you both. Appreciate those good words. And especially since you sort of gave me more credit than you did him. And Chris Cook, thanks. Thanks for doing this. You act like you've done it a lot. He said this is the first time he's ever done this. I talk a lot. Yeah, he's really good, I thought. I think he's done a great job. Thank you. Our great friends are in the room. It would be hard to name them individually, but the people who said the nice things about us on screen, those are the ones that I like the best tonight. Thank you. And I have my brother here and other family members. My aunt, wave Doris. Doris is my aunt. Leah is my cousin over there. My roommates are here. Can you believe we're after all these years? They still come and and we're all together. We have such a good time. Tried out. Doris is the reason that I was a tried out, mainly because this was easy, and I knew what that was. And my pledge sisters are here. Some pledge sisters. Lots of wonderful friends and family. Our children, of course, of whom we're very proud, and our grandchildren. My brother, who was a Red Raider, the Red Raider, and my sister-in-law Robin are with us tonight too. He is, of course, the best Red Raider that we have ever had, ever, in my opinion. And my mother felt the same way too. And two of his boys came to Tech, so we, and you know, most of us have to pay our way, not scholarships, and so we've done our part for the economy here. I think John would like to introduce some special boys that are here tonight.
Chris, I really want to thank you for letting me follow these two ladies. You know, they have spoken just superbly as such, but there's no open mic, right? After this, it all, okay, so. No promises. Okay, so, Diane, okay, you can't talk after this, I'm sorry. So, as you have seen with her presentation and with her thanks, she's extremely polished, okay? I really don't like you all to know both of us, okay? I want you to know either her or know me, okay? I don't like you all that share both of us. It just is not any good, because it's always, without exception, they say, you know, John, you should be from Brady and she should be from Dallas. But you need to understand my planning, okay? Maiden name King, okay? Brady, Ranch. Put two and two together, King Ranch. Whoops. So, it's the King Ranch, but it was the wrong King Ranch. T.O. Clayberg, where are you? Where are you, T.O.? Why didn't you tell me? Hey, stand up. Take that necktie off right now. Gosh, man, I tell you. So, listen, the other thing that's really neat about tonight was, were you impressed with your chancellor, your president, and your athletic director? God, yeah. We are fortunate with that kind of leadership, you know, here. And how many of y'all knew Cavazos? Okay, I mean, what an honor for us to have that recognition and that family and what they did for this university, all there. So that's certainly a big part of this honor, certainly a big part of this pleasure. But it's a team sport, okay? We didn't do anything together. It's collective, and we have to remember that, if we're going to get better. It's all about education, okay? Look at everything that's going on. How fortunate are all of us to have this education, okay? We got to pass that along I don't know if there's been a more difficult time in our country than what we've got now in this election and everything we've got going on, as such. But thank goodness for Texas Tech. Thank goodness for the value system that we learned here, the friends that we have made, here. It's all about that as being very, very special. We are honored, without question, with all y'all's presence. And if somebody starts saying something about me, ask them if they were one of my teammates, ask them if they were a lineman, and then you'll know that that they're not telling the truth, as such. So I will close with something that my father always told me about public speaking, which is very sound advice for all y'all. So you stand up to be seen, you speak up to be heard, you sit down to be appreciated. Thank you. God bless you. Okay, two specials. Stoney, John Field, excuse me, Bill. Will you all stand in these chairs so you can see them?
Future Red Rider.
Huh? Okay. Now, wait a minute. They were not adopted. Okay, now, tell me where you boys are going to school.
Texas Tech.
Thank you all. You are the best. Oh, that's all right.
Okay, let's have one last round of applause for tonight's honorees. We want to thank you again for joining us tonight. We hope you've enjoyed your time. I think it was definitely entertaining. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow at Jones AT&T Stadium, 11 a.m. Red Raiders versus the Mountaineers. Be sure to arrive early. Tonight's honorees, along with the top Texans, will be recognized during pregame presentations. To conclude the evening, we'd like to invite all former members of the Texas Tech Spirit Squads, Raider Reds, Masked Riders to come up and lead us in the singing of the Matador song.
I miss some people. No, I don't know how to sing it.
That's okay.
I'm not going to do it.
Here comes some more people to help us out.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you all again for your attendance. Be safe traveling home, and happy homecoming.